Is there a new capital of crunchy? Well, I think there is. West Virginia has stunned the nation by outlawing 7 artificial dyes in foods plus 2 preservatives. So the governor, Patrick Morrisey, signed into law about a week ago, completely eliminating red number 3, red number 40, yellow 5, yellow 6,
Yeah.
blue 1, blue 2, and green 3.
Holy
Now, if
cow.
any of those sound familiar, it's because if anything you eat is happy and bright, it has one of those in there. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, they've also are outlawing preservatives butylated hydroxyanzanol and propylparaben. Not sure what those are. I'm not sure if they're tasty or not. But this is going to apply to all food products and drugs that are sold within the state of West Virginia. Now, this is actually a two-parter because starting in August 1st, we're talking 4 months from now, that these dyes and preservatives will not be permitted in any of the meals served as part of the school nutrition programs. And then as of January 1st, 2028, no food and or drugs sold in the state can contain these artificial dyes or these preservatives.
Oh, wow.
Okay?
Okay.
That's pretty major sweeping change.
Yeah, especially at the
And
state level.
yeah, and he said that West Virginia ranks at the bottom of many public health metrics, which is why there's no better place to lead the charge for Make America Healthy Again, which I'm all for, making healthier choices, making healthier options, but I feel like this is going to be an issue. Okay. Now, I'm not saying that all artificial dyes are bad. I'm also not saying that they're good for you. I'm just saying that for every person who is anti artificial dye, there is probably 2 to 3 people who could care less. Okay. You are looking at major manufacturers like General Mills who have spent millions of dollars reformulating iconic brands to be without artificial dyes.
Right.
And they lost so much money and people stopped buying the product. Okay. I'm talking about your Fruit Loops, your Trix, any of these like iconic cereal brands that have been around for like 20, 30, 40 years.
Right.
As soon as they removed the visual, those bright cheery colors that people know and recognize,
Yeah.
people just stop buying it.
Yeah.
So when you force all manufacturers to remove all artificial dyes, I have a feeling that there's going to be a whole lot less groceries sold in West Virginia. Okay.
I mean, I can
Because
kind of see that.
they're not going, okay, I'm sorry, but General Mills, they will come out with new cereals that are artificial dye free and they will do fine. But they are not going to be able to come out with these, 40-year-old brands, remove the colors, change the colors, and people are going to buy them. So I have a feeling that we're going to have products similar to, there's a brand of veggie straws that on the back of the veggie straws, it says not for sale in California. Okay. I have a feeling you are going to see the bright, cheerful, children's cereal that says not for sale in West Virginia. We might actually end up with a black market children's cereal category in West Virginia.
So I think what I saw for the veggie straws, I did kind of look that up a little bit earlier, and it was based on an ingredient that, when cooked at a high temperature, can actually be a carcinogen. So I think that's what that was. But I get what you're saying is like, it's, when you ban something. So it may end up being that, like, West Virginia's own Trix, and it just doesn't have any artificial colors in it. But I think it's interesting because it could cause a chain reaction, right? We could be looking at more states looking to adopt this. And if that's becoming a higher priority for people, then you may have your colorful states and your non-colorful states. But it's all that, like,
But
Fruit
here's
Loops
the
is one
thing.
damn flavor. It's one flavor. The color doesn't
It
change
is all
anything.
one flavor. They're different colors, but it's all one flavor.
No.
But here's the thing. So food manufacturers are not going to make a West Virginia blend, a Texas blend, Pennsylvania blend, da da da.
Right.
That's just not how it's going to work.
Yeah.
They make one blend and they sell it where they can.
Yeah.
So it would make a whole lot more sense for them to go, you know what? For y'all, West Virginia, we ain't shipping it to you.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. And then you're going to have a whole lot of West Virginians who want those items who are now going to have to cross state lines to get their artificial, color fix. And then if they bring it across state lines, is it going to be you know,
Contraband.
like fireworks where you could be arrested? I
I
just say
mean,
it. Like,
but if you're willing to
what
cross
if
the
you're on
state
a
line,
road trip and you're driving through West Virginia with Fruit Loops?
if you're willing to cross state lines to go buy your Apple Jacks, then Godspeed, my friend. Let you die a horribly colorful death. Like, at some point, like, is it, I know a lot of it has to do with like school nutrition and eliminating it from that, but is it from all products? That sounds like it'd
All
be.
products and drugs. So, there's plenty of drugs that do have artificial colors in them.
It's actually harder to
And
find it without.
exactly. So now, if you need antibiotics for a child that only comes in liquid, you may not be able to get it because I'm just saying that,
No, I'm just
if they're,
saying the pink one. Like, if you can't have the pink one,
but
that's the good
that's
one.
what I'm talking about. The amoxicillin that's always pink
Pink
and
one.
that my kids actually think tastes wonderful.
So does mine.
I mean, they don't account much for taste, but still. And trying to give a child amoxicillin without the artificial dyes, it was not the good medicine. They didn't willingly take it.
That part.
I
Like,
seriously thought about getting out some red food coloring just to make my kids take their medicine.
no, there was another one. It was like similar. It's another antibiotic, but it's like an off-white color or like a lemony color. Like,
Yeah.
the flavor of it is not quite lemon, but like, I don't know. But the kid hated it. She was not having it. And I had to call the doctor back and say, well, I think it got spilled too in the process. I was like, please didn't you just call me in the pink one? Just call me
Right.
the
Just give
pink
them the
one.
big stuff.
Like, I'm
Because
whatever
this
the
right
ticker
here,
gives.
though, how it doesn't matter how effective the medicine is if your
True.
kid won't take it. Okay. Now, like I said,
Yep.
we can debate whether or not there's any reason or, I'm not saying that artificial dyes are good for you. All I'm saying is that the American people, they eat with their eyeballs. Okay. So if you start taking all of the bright, happy colors out of things, people will just go somewhere else to get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least
And
to a
I
point,
don't
yeah.
want them to inadvertently create this huge, like, underground system black market grocery store. Can you imagine going down the alleyway to pick out your artificially colored products?
Like, what are you gonna do with Lucky Charms?
Exactly. And so my point though is by reducing these choices and telling West Virginians that they are not in control of their own choices, I mean, are we not going to cause more food insecurity?
Yeah, I agree.
Think
I
about
think
all the foods. I mean, even things that don't have colors have artificial dyes. Go try to find marshmallows without artificial dyes
it's
because
blue.
marshmallows by themselves are off white. Nobody will buy them because they're off white. And we have been marketed to that in order for those marshmallows to taste like little fluffy clouds, they have to be brilliant, bright white. The only way to accomplish that is with artificial dyes.
I think they went too far. I think there was a reasonable place. I think if they had said all artificial dyes and whatever those two preservatives are banned from school lunches, and that all drugs must come with a dye-free option. That's brilliant. Like, it
That
gives
would be brilliant.
like you could
But to
still.
just straight out ban it completely, no longer available. You have 2.5 years to get your color fixes, because I'm telling you, when you go to buy food and it is all beige and slightly brown, you're going to be pissed. I'm telling you, when it is s'mores time and you go to grab that big fluffy bag of marshmallows and you realize that they're kind of gray or kind of brown, you're going to go, I'm not eating those things.
Now,
You're going to go, I want the bright white dang marshmallows.
there are natural color options for something. So it's not like your world goes from like bright and sparkly rainbow of unicorns to like drab and dreary and look, everything's wood colored. But there are color options that aren't artificial. So it just requires a little more creativity. But I think it's a bit far. It's going to be really hard to maintain any level of like food security. But it'd be
Well, I
unreal.
think
So
what it's going to come down to, if it's a new product and it's made with natural dyes, it
yeah,
will do fine. But any product that is an icon that's been around for, 20, 30 years, when you start messing with it and it no longer looks like the product you've been eating for 20 years, sales will drop.
yeah.
So we'll see what happens in West Virginia and whether or not they're going to carry the flag that says the new home of Crunchy. Let us know down below. What do you think about West Virginia's ban on all these additives?